Why are Central Asian countries abandoning traditional Allies' air defense systems in favor of Chinese-made ones? This question lingered like a drone hovering over the Eurasian continent when Tajikistan debuted its HQ-17A air defense missiles at a military parade, marking the 32nd anniversary of the founding of the country's military. This is not the first time that Central Asian countries have looked east. Uzbekistan has already deployed the KS-1C and FM-90 air defense systems, and Turkmenistan will introduce the FD-2000 long-range air defense missile with a range of 200 kilometers in 2020. The Central Asian skies, once monopolized by Russian-made weapons, are quietly staging a silent air defense revolution. Behind this change, not only is the Russian military-industrial system in the Ukrainian battlefield exposed fatal shortcomings, but also China's military industry after 3 decades of lying down to taste the courage to usher in the accumulation of thin hair. Trace the starting point of this change. We must go back to the end of the Cold War, when the historical transition, 1991 after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the 5 Central Asian countries, although inherited a large number of weapons and equipment left behind by the Soviet Army, but the independent defense industry system has never been established until the 2010s. The air defense system of these countries is still based on the second generation of Soviet air defense missiles, such as S-125 and S-75, supplemented by a small number of Russian-made, Wasp, Doyle, and other mobile air defense systems. This technological legacy, born in the 1960s, has not been able to cope with the swarms of modern drones. The S-75 missiles have a 30-minute launch lead time. The radar system has a blind spot of more than 50% against low-altitude targets, and the same system equipped by Armenia failed to intercept even one of the Turkish Bayraktar missiles in the 2021 conflict in Nakul, any of the Turkish Bayraktar TB2 drones. China's military-industrial breakout comes at the right time. The HQ-17A, for example, is a modernized version of the Russian-made Dower system that perfectly illustrates the concept of learning from the barbarians to control the barbarians. The domestically produced version, which was finalized in 2013, not only solves the problem of outdated electronics in the original Dower system, but also realizes the flexibility of tracked and wheeled chassis through a modularized design. Its vehicle-mounted active, phased array radar can simultaneously track 10 targets within a range of 25 kilometers, with a vertical launch system to achieve a 360-degree dead angle interception. These performance parameters have fully surpassed the current Russian Dower M2. Particularly commendable is that Chinese engineers creatively increased the loading capacity of the missiles from Dower's 8 to 16, while the cost of a single round is reduced by 40%. This cost-effective advantage in the international arms market is known as a downward spiral. This kind of cost-effective advantage in the international arms market is called a downward strike. Behind the technological breakthrough is the support of systematic innovation. China's military industry does not stop at improving a single piece of equipment, but builds a complete air defense system from the short-range HQ-7B to the medium-range KS-1C, and then to the long-range FD-2000. This systematic solution fits the realities of Central Asian countries' homeland defense. The FM-90, introduced in Uzbekistan, and the KS-1C form a high-low mix, while Turkmenistan's FD-2000 builds up a regional air defense umbrella. What's more, China's Air Defense Command Brain system is compatible with Russian radars and NATO data chains, an open design that completely breaks down the barriers of traditional weapons systems. Geopolitical fissures. The Russian-Ukrainian war has created a market vacuum. The geopolitical game provides an excellent opportunity for this air defense revolution. After Russia was caught in the Ukraine, not only was its military production capacity tilted toward the front line, but the supply of electronic components was also blocked by Western sanctions. 2022 Kazakhstan attempted to purchase additional Russian-made Armor S-1 air defense systems, but was forced to turn to China to purchase FN-16 manpads due to delivery delays. Under the double pressure of this supply chain crisis and performance doubts, China's military industry quickly filled the market vacuum by virtue of stable production capacity, flexible payment methods, and perfect after-sales training system. Even Tajikistan, which is traditionally pro-Russian, has reached an innovative cooperation model with China in 2023, in which it will exchange mineral exploration rights for air defense systems. The battlefield performance of Russian-made weapons has accelerated the shift of Central Asian countries. In the Ukrainian battlefield, the Russian army, proud of the S-400 air defense system, was repeatedly destroyed by the HIMARS rockets. The Doyle M2 in the face of drone attacks, when the success rate of interception is less than 30%, These painful lessons through the military observers of the Central Asian countries in the field transformed into a vote of confidence in Chinese equipment. Tajikistan's Ministry of Defense officials confessed, "We need systems that can be deployed quickly on the Pamir Plateau and can effectively intercept FPV traversers, not antique equipment that requires 3 hours to unfold its position." The tactical value of the HQ-17A is well proven on the battlefield of counterterrorism. 2024 Syrian government forces used the homologated and technologically improved FM-3000N system to intercept a record 47 suicide drones in a single day in the region of Deir ez-Zor. The system is equipped with the QF-06E radar with adaptive beam forming technology, which can identify micro-drones with an RCS of only 0.01 square meters in complex electromagnetic environments, an indicator that is 2 orders of magnitude higher than that of the Russian-made Armor S-1. For Tajikistan, which faces the threat of ISIS-K drones, this capability means that the government center in the capital, Dushanbe, can obtain a 20-kilometer radius security dome, which is 17 times more effective than the original Soviet-made WASP system. China's rapid iterative approach to military production has been a major challenge for traditional rivals, with the HQ-17A, an extended-range version unveiled at the Zhuhai Air Show in 2024 extending its range to 30 kilometers, and a new phased array radar that allows it to intercept up to 8 targets at once, an upgrade that exceeds the expectations of the user nations that have requested it. In stark contrast, Russia has not been able to realize mass production of the Doyle M3 since announcing its development in 2015, and its promised 16 bombs per vehicle configuration is still on paper. After Serbia became the first European user of the HQ-17A in 2023, Hungary, Bulgaria and other Central and Eastern European countries have sent military delegations to visit. In Africa, the Nigerian army has incorporated Chinese air defense systems into its capital's air defense system. In Southeast Asia, Cambodia's deployment of the FM-90 system has successfully intercepted border smuggling drones. It is interesting to note that China's military industry is not satisfied with the existing achievements. It is promoting the Intelligent Air Defense Chain project attempts to combine artificial intelligence and air defense network through the edge of the calculation to achieve the interception of the decision-making time is compressed to 0.8 seconds. This technology, once mature, will completely rewrite the rules of short-range air defense. A deeper change is taking place at the level of military cooperation models. China's full-cycle guarantee program in Central Asia includes a 10-year warranty, localized maintenance center construction and simulation training system output, and this turnkey solution is reshaping the regional defense ecosystem. In the past, when we bought Russian-made systems, the supply of spare parts was often interrupted, but now Chinese engineers are stationed at the bases, and we can conduct tactical rehearsals through the VR system, which is a qualitative leap forward, said an officer of the Uzbekistan Air Force. This kind of innovation in service concept makes the market stickiness of Chinese equipment far more than mere technical superiority. When Tajikistan's HQ-17A unfolds its radar antenna on the Pamir Plateau, it scans not only for potential threats, but also heralds a profound reconfiguration of the international defense landscape. This technological shift, which began with the upgrading of air defense systems, is reshaping the geopolitical landscape of Eurasia. The former arms importers are turning into rule makers, cutting through the iron curtain of traditional spheres of influence with the sharp sword of independent research and development.